Is your YouTube channel growing, but you're not seeing matching growth in your business? As a coach here at Uscreen, I see this happen a lot. Whether you're selling a digital product, a service, a membership, 90% of the time, the problem comes because creators are trying to sell directly from YouTube instead of building a real funnel. Symptoms of this problem can look like feeling really awkward. You're over-explaining your offer, or your calls to action feel so forced. And to avoid that awkward feeling, you sell less. And then it stays awkward. And there's this awful revolving cycle that just cripples your channel's effectiveness at getting new customers. If that feels like you, don't worry. I'm about to show you the most common missing steps that are keeping your YouTube funnels weak. And we'll dig into how to fix it without overcomplicating everything. But first, we need to reframe the idea of selling a bit, because I know some of you watching just had an ugh reaction to that word. And if you've been selling by saying, hey, buy my course, join my membership, or book this service, yeah, I get it. That does feel awkward to say. But I know you created your business to solve a problem or desire you saw show up in your audience. You could be teaching them a skill to help their career, helping them get more grounded with yoga. Maybe you make them laugh with entertaining videos. Whatever the problem is that you're solving, keep that in mind as we talk about the steps of the YouTube funnel, because showing someone you can solve their problem usually feels way more natural than just asking someone to buy. Combine that reframe with the funnel fix we're talking about next, and I bet selling will get a whole lot easier. YouTube does 3 things well. It helps you find new audience members who care about your topic. It helps build trust by showing off your expertise. And it helps create an appetite for more from you. But that is it. YouTube does not close high-ticket offers or convince someone to commit immediately, and it does not replace a real sales process. So when creators expect it to do those things, they wonder, why isn't my content converting? The content usually isn't the problem. It's the handoff where you ask them to leave YouTube. To show you what I mean, I need a visual. Here's what most attempts at a YouTube funnel look like. Creators try to jump people from viewer to customer in one move, but there's actually a huge gap between watching something for free and paying for a premium course, service, or membership. And asking someone to make that big of a leap is not going to convert the way you want it to. Sure, your biggest fans are happy to take that risk, but there is a much larger portion of your audience who needs a stable bridge they can take baby steps across. And to build your own bridge, we just need to answer 3 questions. 1, what's on the other side of the bridge that you can't get on YouTube? 2, how will we make the bridge safe and easy? And 3, how do we invite people onto the bridge in the first place? So let's break it down. What's on the other side? I did say earlier that content usually isn't the problem, and I stand by that. The problem is actually a lack of clarity about what's on the platform and then what's only in your paid content. If your YouTube audience doesn't know the difference, there's zero motivation to leave the platform they're already on, and it's your job to make sure that they know the difference. A good way to break it down is with a general rule. For example, if you had a painting membership or courses, you could put quick tips and tutorials like preparing a canvas on YouTube, but keep the longer start to finish lessons behind a paywall. Or in the fitness space, I'll see people put shorter beginner level workouts on YouTube and then longer or more advanced sessions on their platform. When you know the difference between here and there, and you can say it in 1 or 2 sentences, your calls to action and your messaging gets a lot clearer. But there's also question 2. How do we make it safe and easy to step onto the bridge? Right now, the jump from YouTube is risky because we're asking them to leave YouTube and commit to paying you right away. Breaking that one big step into 2 smaller ones and just focusing on the leave YouTube part first makes things easier. That's why effective YouTube funnels use free content as a lead magnet so often. This could be a class, a mini challenge, or maybe a sampler bundle of your different content types if you have more than a few. And if you hear that and think, wait, I already have free stuff on YouTube, I get it. The core difference here is the freebie should be something they can't get on YouTube. So the other side of that rule we just talked about. And they'll trade an email to get access. The experience is a little more controlled, and it gives them a better taste of what being a customer of yours feels like. This means that your lead magnet is the main structure of your bridge. It reduces risk because it lets someone say yes without the pressure of having to put in their credit card info right away. And just like on YouTube, we want to give your customer a small win to keep building trust. If we keep going on our painting example, one free start to finish paint along would be a great lead magnet. It leaves the user with the success of finishing one painting. And if they liked your teaching style, they'll want to learn from you again. But no matter what you choose as your lead magnet, you'll need to make sure people know it exists. And that's why we need to answer question 3. How do we invite them onto the bridge? I feel like people forget this step, but it all boils down to crafting effective calls to action. Too many business owners write CTAs framed from their own point of view. Join my membership, buy my course, apply for my mentorship. But no one wakes up like, gee, I want to buy a course today. They want outcomes, like getting stronger or to laugh at something or to learn a skill. And when you're inviting people to your lead magnet, invite them to an outcome instead of the containing structure. In practice with our painting example, that would mean do not say, get a free video. Do say, learn to paint fall leaves in a free lesson, or create your own fall scene with a free paint along. That feels really different, right? When you have a strong CTA, a lead magnet that creates a win, and some well-timed nurture emails, you'll build a solid bridge that brings in more new customers than ever before. We won't go too deep into what nurture emails look like right now, but a simple formula I like is one email focused on the value of the freebie, so they actually use it. One email focused on the value of the paid offer with maybe an incentive, so they're nudged to join. And one email with testimonials or success stories from current and past members, and maybe a reminder that your incentive is expiring, and that builds a little more urgency. Let me know in the comments if you want a video that does go deeper into nurture email. There's so much we can talk about there. For now, focus on creating your lead magnet and some killer CTAs so you can start to sell more without it feeling awkward or forced. Before you go, there is one more piece that most creators just don't realize. Even if you fix your funnel and start converting more viewers into customers, your business still won't grow to its full potential if people leave just as fast as they join. I see this all the time when creators focus on acquisition and churn quietly cancels out their progress. So the next step after building a better YouTube funnel is to understand why customers leave. We made a video breaking down the 5 most common reasons churn happens and how to fix each one. It's on screen and in the description. And it's a must watch if you really want to grow a stable business. See you over there, and thanks for watching.